All right. Hello there, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is doing well and you all had a great weekend. And boy, we all saw the news over the weekend. We're expecting things to potentially be a lot worse in the markets today, which they were overnight. Not saying they're not going to get back to those levels again. You just don't know with just a constant stream of headlines that's coming out. But the overnight lows that we saw with S&Ps down about 125 at their low, the Dow down 6 plus, NASDAQ down 5 plus. That all abated a little bit as news was trickling out this morning that Trump met with Mexico and delayed the tariffs for 30 days, good talks, blah, 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 blah. And now headlines are coming out literally just over the last minute or so that he had good talks with Canada. No specifics on the tariffs, but at the same point, there is, let me quote this exactly here. I don't want to misquote this. President Trump just said, we don't need Canadian cars, lumber, and agriculture. So that doesn't seem like very friendly talks going on right now. But again, what does that matter for us? Well, it matters because, as I've been saying for quite a while, this volatility is not going away, guys. And again, whether it's volatility from earnings from the Fed or from the new administration, or last week was DeepSeek, it's not going away. So we have to be used to it, which is a great thing. And we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared. So last night, after all, the news came out about the tariffs are going to hit, blah, 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 and the market was, down size, Mike Shore and I got together and we started running some scans last night. Okay. And we ran scans looking for a good deal. Okay. This is when we talk about being prepared and looking for opportunities. This is what we're talking about. So we ran these scans and I'm going to show them to you and I'm going to share them with you and try and get you all into the mindset of trying to be prepared, not just counting on us, which you can always do, but trying to be prepared and what we're looking for. Get you in our minds. Okay. So first thing I was thinking of last night was, okay, wish list, right? We talked about wish list. I think it was last week or maybe the week before. And that's a strategy of, there's a stock out there that you absolutely love, whatever stock, and you want to absolutely own it at a particular price, whether that price is 5, 10, 20% lower than where it is right now. There's a great strategy for that. So that was the first thing that I was thinking of. Okay. Now, this is what you got to be thinking of. Literally, this is the mindset you should have. What can I buy on a discount? Where is the opportunity? How can I go bargain hunting? Stop till you drop, right? You got to have dry powder, but you have to be ready. Okay. Especially when the news cycle comes out and it lets you prepare. Sometimes news comes out right during the day or, right before the market opens. And then, okay, we have to react right in the moment, instantly. Well, this time there was an opportunity to prepare a little bit here. So we need to be diligent. Okay. And these days it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot for ideas to come about. And that's where AI and scans come into play. Okay. Can everybody hear me and see everything okay? I see Eric and Bobby, Sandip, Dwayne, and everybody else here and see me okay? Awesome. Okay. Before I go to the next slide, Can everybody literally take a nanosecond, smash the like button, please? Yeah, I'm bribing you. That's okay. I can do that here. Smash that like button, please, before I move on here. Thank you, Gus. I wish I was feeling as good. This cold that I have got worse, and then it got better, and now it's really crappy again. So if I sound a little congested, guys, I apologize for that. That's why we didn't have Market Minds on Friday, because I was really feeling like crap. All right. So we all know that as excited as we might be to trade, and we get the blood flowing and we're ready to just boom, 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 trade after trade after trade. Like there are days that we have had. That's kind of what I expected today. But that is not how it has played out, at least not for us. Okay, which goes to the really, really super important point and characteristic of being patient. Good things take time. We can't force a trade, right? We need to let the market come to us. We need to let opportunities come to us. If we want to force something, boy, the results are not going to be great. We don't want to catch a falling knife. We want to be opportunistic, and sometimes that means just sitting on our hands. Sometimes, guys, the best trade is no trade. Now, again, I expected that by now, which, 12, 10 or whatever it is Central Time, we probably would have had multiple trades on for the day. And we've only had one so far. That doesn't mean that the opportunities are not there. That doesn't mean we're not going to trade. But what it means is we got to trade the right things. Okay. So last night, Mike and I set up this scan, and I'll share this with everybody. Okay. This is from Thinkorswim. And here's what we did. Okay. Now you can set your scans up any way you want. Okay. But here's what I was looking for. I was looking for any stock that was within 5% of the 200-day moving average. Okay. Thinking that, okay, if the market is really, taking a big dump in the morning here, we may have some really nice opportunities if stocks come down to those levels. Now, just by putting in, within 5% of the 200-day moving average, you can get thousands and thousands and thousands of responses on that. We don't want that. We only want high liquidity opportunities. So additionally in this scan, what we added in was over the last 50 trading days, the volume had to be over 1 million shares. Okay, not option contracts, but 1 million shares. Again, tweak that how you want. If you want to see more data, put in 500,000 shares. If you want to see less data, put in 5 million shares. Okay? So let automation help you out. I am the most, I'm an old timer. I was so averse to automation, right? But in this fast-paced, fast-moving market dynamic, let automation help you. Just because this spits out these answers here doesn't mean I'm going to act on all of them. And this is where the professional part of the business, the expert part of the business comes in. Great. The computer, spit out to me 80 things to look at, 60 things to look at, whatever it is. Now I'm going to do my due diligence and I'm actually going to go take a look. Okay, are we at those levels? What is implied volatility doing? So what I'd like to do right now, and again, I will share this scan with all of you. How many of you use Thinkorswim? Post in the chat here. How many of you use Thinkorswim? Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. This obviously is just a screenshot here, but what I'm gonna do is actually pull in my live Think or Swim and let you watch me run the scanner. Okay, you can watch me run the scanner. Okay, so what I do when I have these scans here, if you go to the upper right-hand corner, okay, if you go to the upper right-hand corner here under the scan tab, you got to be on the scan tab, which I am. Why isn't this allowing me to draw? There we go. Okay. Scan tab, upper right-hand corner, there's 3 areas there with 3 lines across. Go to the middle one. Okay. Go to the middle one. And you'll see you get a drop down that says save scan, load scan, share scan. Okay. I'm going to load my scan, which I now have put, it's under personal. It's one of my personal scans. There's a lot of public scans out there that anybody can use, but it's one of my personal scans. Here are all of them. And the one that I did last night, which I'll share with everybody, is all the way down here, and I labeled it wish list 020325. Does everybody see that on here? Okay, so I'm going to click that, and what that did was populate that scan. Now, I have to click on scan to refresh and get the latest and greatest output. So I'm going to do that. You're seeing it refresh here live in the market right now. So this is not just from last night or this morning. This is live right now. So what this has listed for me in descending volume, okay, the way that I have it up here is I want to see the stocks that meet this criteria that have the highest volume first and then work our way down. Now, just because these names were kicked out to me doesn't mean I'm going to act on it. But what it did was whittle down the universe of tens of thousands of potential names here into ones that, because of a big market move today, I really want to focus on. Okay, I'm going to skip NVIDIA for a moment. Okay, I'm going to skip NVIDIA. And what I'm going to do right now, guys, because I don't want to split screens and make it really small, I'm going to share a different screen to show you what I look for based on what's populated over here. Okay, so you're not going to see my scan screen anymore. You're just going to see my normal trading screen, option montage screen, which I'm going to then look at the stocks that are populated over here. Because literally, this is how I go about looking for potential setups. Okay. Before we do that, okay, guys, smash away. Smash away. Let's go. Sorry, everybody. I did not mean to cough into the microphone. I tried to mute it. I apologize for that. Okay, leave Hulkster up here for another moment or so. And today's word of the day is bargain. Okay. Let me put my scan back up here. Okay, I'm going to switch my screen right now. Okay, let's get the right screen here. I think I got it. Boom. Okay, so we're skipping NVIDIA. Okay, I'm going to go to the next stock that was on the list. GM, General Motors. Okay, here's GM. What's the first thing I'm going to look at? Okay, well, I'm going to look at the chart here. And sure enough, you can see there's that move. It was right at the 200-day, and it's just below that right now. Now, does that mean I'm going to make a trade on it yet? Nope. What I want to do is look back in time. Look at the 200 right there. Okay, and it didn't quite hit it, but look at it here and look at it here. Okay, so I would look at this now and say, you know what? GM could be a really good candidate for a bounce off of the 200. Now, it's down big time because they just had earnings. Earnings were last week. That's actually a good thing. Now I don't have to worry about earnings. I could remove that out of the equation. Okay, so now what do we want to do? Next thing I'm going to look at, everybody, what do you think it is? If we have this here, and it's showing us this might be an opportunity where we want to get long, what is the next thing I want to look at? Okay, Bill, besides calls, what else in my evaluation? Okay, we definitely want to look at expected move. What else, guys? What else? Yeah, there we go. Frank, Bear. Good. Let's look. What is implied volatility doing? Okay, and we're kind of right in the middle of the range here. Okay, we're right in the middle of the range. We're off the highs from pre-earnings. We're definitely not as low as it could be. We're right in the middle of the range. Well, that tells me that if I want to be bullish, okay, time spread, a calendar or a diagonal probably is not the best setup, because even though vol is not super expensive, it's also not super cheap. Time spreads, I really want to put on when vol is down there. Okay, so I'm going to look for just call spread, maybe a broken wing fly. We don't have to worry about earnings. That's behind us, which I said, which is a great thing. So here's what I do next. I'm going to populate different expirations, look at the expected move, like many of you said, and we'll go from there. So, okay, here's regular February expiration. Okay, stock's trading 47 and a half. Okay, so we got an expected move here of, somewhere 320-ish. Does everybody see that? That's to February 21st expiration. Okay, so if we're bullish, we're looking really at 52 bucks. Excuse me, $51. $51. Okay, let's see if just a call spread targeting 51, would we want to pay 95 cents for that or a dollar? Okay, this is a $3 wide call spread. Would we want to buy that? The answer is, to me, no. Why? Because this is just 2-to-1 reward to risk, right? If it's a $3 wide spread and we pay a dollar, that means I can make 2-to-1 reward to risk. I don't want to do that. Even though I'm bullish, 51 is my target. I don't want to do that. Okay, doesn't mean that we still can't do anything, but what I'm going to do is just kind of keep looking. Maybe I change my expiration. Let's go out to March. Okay, and let's just do the same thing out to March. Maybe the time difference will be a little different for us. Okay, now the expected move going out to March is about $5. And Barry, you could do that too. You can adjust your strikes if you want, for sure. Now the expected move is about $5. So now the target is up near 53 or so. Okay, let's just play around here. Okay, would I want to pay $1.50 for this $4.50 wide spread? No. Would I pay, though, 70 cents for a $2.50 wide spread? Maybe. Okay, I'm not suggesting that we are going to put this on. I'm just trying to let you see our mindset. Okay, let's look at another one now. Okay, another one on the list I'm looking over here was ASTS. Now, you're going to see this is one I had locked and ready to go this morning. This is actually one I wanted to get in. That's why it was added this morning to my Prosper watch list. Okay, so here is ASTS. Probably not a name any of you have thought about. I never heard about it. I would have never looked at this stock. But that automated scan said, take a look at this. Okay, I'm taking a look at it. And I see the 200-day moving average here. Okay, now I was waiting here. The 200-day moving average is at 1867. This thing traded down to 1880 this morning. Okay, it was just real busy this morning looking around at things, and I missed that. If we could have gotten something at the 1880 area, great. That would have been my entry. Okay, let's look at another one here. AbbVie is on the list. Okay, here's AbbVie. Now, if I look at this right here, they just had earnings. Okay, they had earnings last Friday. And just from this little glance right here, the reason it showed up is because, yeah, it did touch the 200 here But now we're kind of in this no man's land area. So my quick, real, 2 second, 30,000 foot view on AbbVie is nothing compelling, not right at one of my indicators. I'm moving on. Okay, UPS is another one. Now, UPS got hammered, hammered at the end of last week. The reason it's showing up here, even though it's not anywhere close to the 200 right now, is because it was at the 200 a few days ago. In hindsight, what should we have done if we had the wherewithal? Look at this chart. Look at this chart. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Man, in hindsight, boy, would that have been a good opportunity, right? We didn't. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Didn't do it. Right? So what I really wanted to dive in and show everybody today, and let me switch the screen here for a second again. Get back to the scan. Okay, here is the scan. Whoop, there we go. Here's the scan. Is use AI, use scanning capabilities on your platform to your advantage. If you truly want to take your trading to the next level, if you have the time, not everybody has the time to do this. I get that. That's why you're here, to let us do that for you. And that's totally fine. But if you want to really immerse yourself and dive in, the tools are there. The tools are there to give you suggestions. That doesn't mean you act on every one of them. You still have to understand how options work, reward to risk, expected move, all that good stuff. Okay? But this is how we do it. This is how we do it. I don't know. There's a song like that, I think. Okay? Now, who would like this particular scan, which you can run at any time you want? If you are on Thinkorswim, who would like this scan? Okay, so what I'm going to go and do up here is I'm going to hit setup, share. Hang on, actually. And that would be my whole setup. Share scan query. Okay. Here it is right here. Going to open that link, which opened in another screen for me, gave me the link to give everybody. And I just posted it in the chat. Does everybody see that? Okay. Now, before we go to the wheel, once you have that link, do you all know how to use it, how to load it in to your platform? Just okay. Yes, yes, yes. Great. Great, 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 great. Maybe. Let me go through it real quick. Literally, it's 20 seconds. Okay. So what you would do, okay, Stephen, there's a no, so that's perfect. So what you would do is go up here to setup. Okay. Right up here in the upper right-hand corner, go to setup. Click that. Let me get the yellow arrow off of there. Okay, and in the drop-down, the second drop-down says open shared item. Just click on that. And you get this dialog box. Just copy and paste the link in there. Okay, if you want to just see what it is before you import it, hit preview. There you go. It shows you exactly what my scan was. And then hit import. And boom, it's done. All right. Okay, before we go to the wheel, I'm going to wait until there are more smashes up here. Yes, you must use Control V to paste. It says that right there in the instructions there. Thank you, Robert. Mike Clark, let me know when we have at least 50 smashes. Come on. Doesn't take a lot, guys. You want us to keep doing these every day and give you this info? You know, what do they call that? Quid pro quo? Let's go. Bam. Okay. The wheel is in motion. Tire Doctor or John Pro V? John Pro V1, are you in the house or are you on the golf course with your Pro V1s? Sanaz, you were a little bit too late to get on the wheel with that bargain there. There you go. All right, John, you know what to do. Shoot me an email at prosperswag@prospertrading.com with mailing address and size for your swag. Yeah, I think you're one of the OGs here, if I'm not mistaken. You are definitely one of the OGs. All right, everybody.